Thanks for staying with us. So the ladies of YourView and I don't want this issue of bullying to go away just like that, because there are ripple effects, long-term effects of this act on adults, even as of today. And yesterday we spoke about bullying on the side of a parent handling a child that bullies others and repercussions of that. But today we're going to take another angle. We'd like to open up our phone lines to those who have actually experienced bullying as children and share with us how that experience have affected your adult life, either in your career, your relationships, your marriage, in your community. How has it affected you, especially in different areas of your own self, growth, inner development? Many have complained that act affected them in different ways. I'd like to open our phone lines. Please call us on 081-270-53687, 091-390-76948. You can also send us messages on YouTube and Facebook. We'd like to hear your thoughts because, as I said, we want to learn from each other. We want to understand the effects of these acts and help those who may have bullied others and are adults. Maybe some kind of restitution. Find the fact that what you did to some people still affected them to today. Maybe you don't understand how far your act had actually gone in their own life. So it's good for us to have this conversation sometimes. Call us on those numbers. I would love to hear from you. I don't know if we'd like to go with BC. People are adults already today, and many can almost trace their issue of self-esteem, their confidence, to the fact that somebody out there told them they were not good enough or made them feel low. Have you experienced it, or do you know of somebody who has experienced this?
Of course, I've experienced it. I was bullied almost all my childhood days, till I got to a point where I had to reverse, I had to turn it. And that took a lot of courage and fight, which also affected me, because the thing about bullying is there are three persons involved. The last guest we had on the show that talked about it, the hijab lady, very exceptional. Like I was just listening because she was hitting it. There are three people involved when it comes to the case of bullying: the bully, the bullied, and the witness. And these three people are affected all through into their adult life, you know. So as a bully, you're coming from a place of selfishness, a place of, you're looking for power. You have narcissistic tendencies, and it starts really very early. And you want to show that I have power over this person. I can shut this person up. I can deal with this person and get away with it. That's one. The person who you're bullying now starts feeling helpless. The person is feeling unseen. The person is feeling unloved. That affects the identity of that person till adulthood, where in every way you're relating with other people, you feel like you're helpless. You're not seen. You're not worth it. You don't have it. Then the victim, the witness, that's the third person who witnesses this, finds a way to hide themselves from being seen. And that affects you into adulthood. You're consistently hiding yourself from, you know, embracing all that you have. People tell you that you're good enough, and you're like, no, you're not seeing me for real. I don't think I'm that good. Yeah. Because all over your childhood years, you have tried to protect yourself from bullying. You are trying to hide yourself, and it follows you. And what I tell people is, we need to start dealing with this issue of bullying from the home. It starts from the home. Because some of the ways we, you know, relate to our children is as a result of what we had taken. The child's mind is absorbent. You have absorbed the impressions of people around you, and then you marry, and you see that you are trying to raise your children that way. You know, I remember there was a time I was beaten in school, and I went home. And my father said, "Who is the person that beat you?" I described the person. "That short girl, as tall as you are. You allow somebody to beat you." He beat me and sent me back to school to go. And that was when I woke up and started my own journey into bullying other people. You know,
you were a bully as well.
No, I didn't bully in school, though. Let me just realize that over the years as an adult, I became somewhat, I don't fight.
So where is the line between being a bully and being tough?
I became somewhat of a bully in the sense that I don't let you get to me. I'm always very aggressive in handling issues. It's a way of protecting myself and building that wall because I don't want somebody else to take me for granted.
That same experience that you described happened exactly to my husband. Exactly the same thing. Somebody beat him up. One little boy beat him up. He came home crying. Of course, his father was wondering, what happened? He hauled him to school. And then saw the child, like, this is
very small.
Is this the one that beat you? Yeah, yes. Let's go. He didn't even say anything again. Just got home, called him, and warned him that when they beat you beat them back, you know. And he said that was like a key
that changed him.
Unlocked everything, that he now became a bully. He was now beating everybody, and he was just beating them up because it took a long time for him to wake up and say, you know, I can't be just be fighting every day, fighting. So when your parent tells you, why you must defend yourself, you must fight, you don't feel that they've given you that freedom to do so. So how, and now those people would now grow up and say, somebody beats me up, and it will affect their personality and their who they are today.
How they see themselves.
I'll come to you, Mariam. What was your experience like? And do you know of anybody else that happened to? And what is their adult life today?
I've never been, or I do not remember being directly bullied, but I have witnessed bullying, and I just knew to take myself away from, to protect myself. I knew to read people quickly, and also know how to take myself out of a situation that was unpleasant. So I knew I did not have the physical strength to fight anyone. And I knew that, and then there were some people who would just say things. You know, some of the bullying may not be physical. It may just be that they use really aggressive, hurtful words, to describe you and to just, make you feel really low. And so I knew quickly the sort of people that I wanted to be associated with, the sort of people I wanted to be in their midst, the sort of people, like when I see them, I just know that this is not my scene. And one thing with this bullying, especially with the verbal one, is that it does not stop in primary, secondary school. I saw people do it in university, and quickly I knew I could not be friends with them. So I think for me it served as I quickly learned how to protect myself from bullies in that way. I was careful not to, like recently I was talking to my son and he says, I was like, when you say a bully, when you see someone bullying someone else, you need to be able to stand up to that bully. And the bully says, no, mommy, you need to learn to not get noticed. So no, they don't see you, because when they see you, he said, you need to learn not to draw attention to yourself, because when you draw attention to yourself, then they will want to, add you to, bully you as well. So yes, I guess some people have learned that. But the failure to, for that to happen is that people, young and old, feel that there's no one they can speak to, someone of authority, of greater strength that can step in for them. Because you have cases where you tell a parent, and the parent, even though the parent's trying to do right by you, makes the situation worse. Oh, how dare you report? And so because of that, not only I, but every one of us in this class, or all of us, this group of friends, will make sure that your life is miserable. So I think that's where bullies thrive. The fact that there's not a way that you can hold a bully down, at least as of yet. I don't know what other things that people are doing, especially in schools.
Let me go on a quick, we're going to come back, we'll come to Nima and hear your thoughts on this. Stay with us, we'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
Thanks for staying with us. So we're still discussing the effects of bullying, especially as adults. Nima, any experience on this?
Several. Too many to count. From home, I had two elder sisters who thought to stamp their authority with my sharp tongue was, get me beaten a few times. Forced my hair down to lay hair dressing and all of that.
Was that bullying?
Yes, it was in some form, but my dad used to say, you're tough. And when I got to secondary school and the bullies came, that's what I was saying to BC when she was talking, that there should be a line between being tough and being a bully. Because all those things that were done to me, I didn't repeat to others. But if you see me coming up front, I give you the front that if you try it, without you doing anything to me. And when I got to the one that I can't get over, I had a senior. She was like 5 years older than me in secondary. So she was supposed to be like the big sis, but she wasn't the school mother. She wasn't. And then, fast forward, I made WAEC in one sitting, my first attempt. And it became a rave, and everybody started to talk about it. So my failing jam was now like, time to get back. And every time I attempted to get into law, I didn't cut off. The news would filter and filter back. So once I got admission, my mom was out of excitement. You know the way Edo people used to go to Edo people and go and celebrate. You know, she's gotten admission. And I had not even gone for registration. And one of them just came and said, Madam, why are you lying? Why are you lying? She can't get admission for law. Why would she? And so my mom came back. I said, I noticed all of this and I refused to share it with you because my own way of addressing any form of talk down or bully is to prove you wrong. I won't even sit with you and have that conversation. Because once I've heard it, I hate you coming to say, I didn't mean it like that. I meant like, that I think is patronizing. So my tough nature can be sized up from afar as bullying, but that's how I've learned in life to deal with it. I call it a situation. So, you know, this morning we're talking and I was like, so do you now wait for the experience to just make you, to pull you down forever? What do you do with that experience?
So you're saying you dust it up and move on?
No, I don't dust it up. I pick on the bully, mark them, and I deal with them in my own way, which is prove them wrong, make them eat their own words.
Okay, let me take this call from Jigawa State. Dayo, are you there?
It's bully.
Hello, Dayo, are you there?
I'm here.
You're live. Go ahead, please.
My own experience was when I was secondary school. I went to a public secondary school, in an open school, not a day school, not a boarding school. And I was pretty younger then. I think I was probably at 8 or 9. And we had these seniors who are close to 20 or 21-year-old then, very big boys then that when you see them, you bow down or probably prostrate them. And they will draw a filling station for you, draw a car, and tell you to push the filling station on the wall to the filling station. I mean, move the car to the filling station. And they will tell you to go and buy something. Probably a 3 naira something. Those days when 3 naira was valuable. Then from 3 naira, they tell you to go and buy something of 5 naira with 3 naira. That means you have to use your own money to complete whatever they want to buy. And you push it, and if you don't come back quick and get whatever the gukuru or whatever they tell you to go and buy there, your assignment is you have to push that car to the petrol station. If it takes 5 hours, you have to do it. The following day, they will still come and pick you in your class. So it was traumatizing then.
Right, right. Thank you very much, Daya, for sharing your story. You see, my husband had shared something about his own experience, also bullying experience in school. And then somebody responded to him and said he disagrees with him because for him, bullying was part of the norm in the 70s and 80s that made us who we are today. That bullying was part of what made them the strong, confident boys they are today. That because some people mismanaged or maybe took advantage of it, that bullying was part of the culture that actually formed and raised the men we see today. A lot of good men that we see today. So they had a back and forth on that. On really, does it really toughen you up? Does it make you the responsible man? That today we lack a lot of men in that regard.
Let me answer by going to what Nima has said. So nobody believes that they are bullies. Nobody. There's nobody that will sit here and say, I am a bully. Except you're on a path of self-awareness and you are truthful about your process. Nobody. So what you see as tough, I'm a tough person, I'm a hard person. If you give it to me, I give it back to you. I will not look for your trouble first, but if you look for my trouble, I will give you back. Basbos. What you see as protecting yourself is actually bullying. It's actually bullying. It's only people who you have experienced that will tell you, you bully me. If ever you wanted to control somebody's opinion, that it's my own, I'm the one that must have the last say, you're a bully. But you don't see it as bullying. You see it as, I have to impose my opinion. You have no right to impose your opinions on other people if you have ever wanted to control another person's reaction to what you have done to them. So I tell you that you've hurt me, and instead of you to apologize and say, I did not mean it, you say, no, you can't feel that way. That's not what I meant. You're a bully. But we do not see these things as bullying because we feel I'm an adult and I can, control my environment.
You're emotionally bullying somebody, not physically.
Yes, you're emotionally bullying people. Hold on. So somehow, for people who have gotten whether the physical bullying, the emotional bullying, the sexual bullying, or that abuse in some way, find a way to translate it in other aspects of life. So you may not pick that physical bullying and then start beating everybody. Of course, you cannot beat the adults, they will give you back. you start beating other people. But in the way you relate to them, in the way you try to control them, in the way you try to assert yourself, in the way you are in their faces, you are carrying out a form of bullying from your subconscious without knowing. That's where it comes when we are relating as adults.
So
if you have a relationship with somebody and somebody tells you, do you know you actually bullied me? I think you should take a step back and ask yourself, what exactly did I do?
So if someone comes to me and says, you've done this to me, I immediately do apologize even before I get to understand what you're saying. Because I believe that it is about perception. How you see what I do is different from what I intended or how you receive it. So I usually do that. But I am talking about a person going through bullying now, toughening up and saying, I will not put up with this anymore. So another person, you know, there's a circle around people bullied. So when you're in school, somebody attempts to bully you the first time, you go out, you cry. Another person who has been bullied just thinks, okay, this is my next victim. And then they try to bring it. You stand up, face that person and confront that person, even if it is called bullying. So you're toughened up against a supposed bully, and now that's bullying. No, that's why
Let's do this call.
That's different.
No, I'm not.
Good morning. Are you there?
I need to clarify.
Yeah, good morning.
You're live. Go, Dr. Moya. Go ahead, please.
I think I subscribe to Nima's school of thought because I myself was bullied throughout almost, especially my 100 and 200 levels. When my bullies, I was the youngest in my room. I entered school at 16 plus 17. I had a small-looking frame. I had baby face. So it was so easy to bully me. And my roommates were in their 20s. So every night, in the morning and afternoon, when people were around, they act nice. Then the night, they take radio where I was sleeping and put it close to my ear, pour the on my face when I'm sleeping. When I go for lectures, they soak my bread with water. There was nobody I could report to. If I go and report to the hall administrator, they will say, oh, she was dreaming. She doesn't know what she's saying. So I was like, that was how I lived throughout my 100 level. I told my friend, they said, you don't want to go back to school. I was even telling you, I don't want to go back to school. They say it's a lie, you are lazy. You don't want to go back to school, you will go back to that school. So now it traumatized me to the extent that I found it very uncomfortable sleeping around people. When I notice people are around, I have very difficult time sleeping, trying to sleep. It's only when I'm alone I can sleep comfortably. So, and I still remember, like it happened a minute ago. Before, I used to think that bullying, people are so bullied, and once you grow up, you will remember again. But it's so close to my brain, like it happened a minute ago. It's not something that, it's almost as traumatic as rape. It's not something that leaves somebody. I don't know how I can say.
Thank you, Dr. Moya, because that's where she went to is where I want to go to. How it is affecting you today, in your relationships, in your growth, in your career,
or your personality.
Your personality.
Okay, no, Nima wanted to finish.
Okay, so I wanted to talk about it moving from you trying to control someone. So we're talking about bullies, and I was using my case in question. I don't have any business controlling your point of view, but if you bring your point of view into my face and insist on it, I don't need to accept it. And I can react to it any way I see. And that's the way I believe that some people grow or deal with life issues. So you have been bullied, and this is how you want to face it. No, anytime you so much as smell the act coming, you have a way to confront it rather than avoid it.
What you are saying is that your response to bullying can actually toughen you up or weaken you. Depends on how you see it.
And it's not a bad thing.
Okay.
Build a wall around yourself and put your boundaries on ground. What you will not take, don't take it. If you like this poor girl's story, if she didn't have to be within that environment, she could have walked away and take herself out. And so if she now insists that she doesn't want to mix with such people anymore, so it can be helpful and it can also so it depends on how you respond to it.
There's this analogy that I read a long time ago about just situations when they happen to you. So if you're a rock, that's a stone or an egg, and you put it in hot water, what happens to the egg? What happens to the rock? The rock doesn't change. It will still maintain what it is on that hot stove, boiling water, and an egg will toughen up. Becomes harder. And there was one other thing, that you put in hot water that will disintegrate. So it depends on who you are, what that situation does for you. But what I'm hearing, right, is listening to Nima and BC, I personally feel that they have similar personalities, and that in a way, not to call you bullies, but in a way I've seen, you know, what you described, both of you have said you've had an experience and you found yourself having to toughen up. You know, you even tried to say, okay, maybe somewhat a bully, you said toughen up. I don't think there's anything wrong with toughening up. It's important to be tough. I mean, this is life. You're going to grow into an adult. You need to understand how to carry yourself and protect yourself. We're talking about bullies because we have bullies as adults. We're talking about people who have no respect or regard for the other person's feelings. That's what we're talking about. Those are bullies. And as children, when you can get away with physical abuse, beating people up, as adults, it will be maybe more verbal or emotional. But it's also helping me understand that some people do not know what to do with their strength. So I have this personality. I'm a strong personality. Does that always mean that the only way I can express that my tough, strong personality is by imposing myself on people? Or is there a better way that I can be my strong, self-assertive type and still be respectful of others?
Yeah. Let me take Success and hold it for a while. Success, are you still there? Oh, I lost that call. Let me go on a break. When we come back, we continue this conversation. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
Thanks for staying with us. I'm told we have Success on the phone line. Good morning, Success. Are you there?
Yes, good morning, ladies.
You're live. Go ahead, please.
I'm a first-time caller.
Welcome to the show.
Please, I would love to tell my story.
Please. Go ahead.
1997, my JSS1 was hell. This is over 20 years now, but I will never forget an incident where a senior bully made me to kneel down under the bunk. You know the size of a bunk. I had to kneel down there from 8 p.m. to the following morning till down. You know how I handled that issue? I escaped from that school, and that was how I ended my education in that school. The school was fenced with a barbed wire. I'm not going to mention the name of the school. It was fenced with a barbed wire. I had to dig under the barbed wire and escape.
Wow.
Luckily for me, I just wandered within the bush and got to the main road, and I saw the shop of an evil man selling something. I told the man my story. I ran home with my day wear. The man gave me 300 naira then to take me. This was happening in church. The man gave me 300 naira to take me home. How I got home, I didn't even know. All I know is that when they see students with they wear uniform, where are you going to? I told them I'm going to police staff college because that was where I was living. And that's how I got home. And when my mom saw me, what happened? I told her I escaped from school. They want to kill me. If I went back to school, I would have died in that school. Wow. Imagine I knelt down under the bunk, and they poured water under the bunk. They poured water. That was the height of it. But we had experienced a lot.
Thank you, Success, for sharing your story.
Okay, I wanted to know how it has affected her personality today.
You know, when we're talking about personalities, I mean, I was telling that I went to Corona Primary School, and in Corona Secondary School, in fact, we were the first set. And our principal there, Mrs. Olayemi, she made a rule that there's no bully, because we were waiting for the new GSS. We're waiting, yes, for the seniors. We're going to bully, push out what I do, this. She told us, she just clipped our wings. Don't you dare try it, because this is not that kind of school. But because I left Corona Primary School, Primary 5, right? And because the Corona Secondary School didn't accept me immediately, because obviously I couldn't enter. They wanted me to do Primary 6. I had finished. So I went to Maryland Comprehensive School for about 6 semesters. I didn't even finish, like just 1 semester. I didn't do 2 semesters there. One term. And during that term, the seniors, obviously, because you come into classroom, you sweep the classroom, because it's a public school, you know, you sweep classrooms, you have to do this, you buy stuff for your seniors. I mean, I saw people being sent and people being punished. And my own coping mechanism at the time was to be a people pleaser. Like, let me just be the nicest junior. So I was the one that would go and do it for them. What would I go and buy it for them? What else do you want? I mean, I was just helping them. I stayed out of trouble. Yeah. I didn't do anything to get anybody's attention. Yeah. And I think that helped. That I won't say it helped me, but that stayed with me. Even when it became my coping mechanism. So even when I got into Corona, I was though I was a prefect, but I guess it was easy for me to be a prefect because I was the one that would go and do the teacher.
How can I help?
How can I help?
Yeah.
I was always willing to be the class captain, to teach, so I was a nice person.
Yeah.
So it was easy to give Moira all the responsibilities, not because I was the most brilliant or the smartest, but I was always available to be responsible, to be used. And I think the kind of help, like, I wouldn't say help me, but as an adult, I found that I'm always the safe person. I like to just keep peace. Let everybody be quiet. I don't like wahala. Let everything just go smoothly.
I know now that there's some attributes that we have that people like to call like a weakness. So I grew up hearing people say, I know someone who said to me, to be nice is to be weak. Don't be nice.
Wow.
So, and I have most of these attributes that society terms as weakness. But now as an adult, I realize it's a strength. So sometimes, you're a people pleaser, or you're nice. I understand that you need to be, you need to be tough. You need to be strong. You should not be a doormat. No one should bully you. But there's nothing wrong with being nice. And, we're talking about coping mechanism. There's nothing wrong in finding healthier ways to cope with a situation or a negativity going on around you. Yes, some people will decide you're in a situation. I would never forget this thing. Me and a group of friends were traveling by road, and a policeman stops us. And they got into a fight with this policeman, arguing. He's like, show me your whatever. It became really rowdy. And these were mobile policemen on the road in the north, where you not see another car in hours. And I just know, I could tell that this thing may degenerate. I am not the aggressive type. And I remember just being calm. I was able to calm everyone down. Even the policeman says, thank God for this one. You people thank God for this one. And I realized to be nice, to have that kind of demeanor, that sort of demeanor, to have that sort of coping mechanism or tools, does not make me weak. It just has found a better way to handle things that would degenerate because I don't have the personality where I'm, fighting someone.
Let me take this call from Nicholas and I come to BC. Nicholas, are you there?
Yes, good morning, ma'am.
You're live. Go ahead, please.
Okay, so I'd like to share an experience of a friend who we helped in secondary school. She grew up in an environment where she does not speak up because her parents don't let her speak up at home. She just does whatever they say she should do. So when she was bullied in secondary school, those seniors, sending you on errand, and then maybe you fought her at one point, maybe someone beats you up and takes it and they beat you up. She couldn't see anything. They had to take her to the MI room in command for her to recover. Wow. So I'd like to just take with you guys to talk about parents' upbringing, teaching your children how to speak up, teaching your children when to report, so these people can go and report to the school authorities. In the case of the boy that was killed.
She's going to back to something that pains. Because I went to command. I remember the first time I was in JS2. I was talking with my friend in the library, and the senior came and said, "Stop talking." I said, "I'm just teaching her something." And she said, "If you talk again," and I talked again because I want to stand up, and she picked me, took me to her class. All 5 of the seniors put me in front of the class to carry. I think what they call stool down and all of that in front of the class. And a teacher, 2 teachers taught them 2 subjects while I was there.
And so the teachers saw you?
The teachers were afraid of seniors.
Wow.
And would not say a word.
What is cool?
So if you had been grown up from home, taught speak up and all of those toughness, my parents, freedom, I was opinionated. I shared my opinion freely from home. And then you get to school and the authority that you want to run to is looking why they are doing that to you.
The authority is afraid as well.
As well.
Let me come to BC. I have a call. I'll come to BC. Good morning. Are you there? Hello?
Yeah, can you hear
Sam,
me?
you're live. Go ahead, please.
Okay, please, I'm a first-time caller.
Welcome to the
show. Bullying is not only in school. Most of those big men with their wives in their houses, what they do to their house help, in fact, you will be shocked.
Even to each other.
My younger sister is one of the victims. Or what they did, the woman, if had any small thing, they will tell you, after hitting you, go and grab this on you. After doing all of those things, they will tell you, who do you have? And one of the securities was also another victim. And when I tried to rescue the guy, in fact, there was the SARS office close to their house. If you try to do something different, they will call SARS, and SARS will just picture. So bullying is not only in school, it's happening in most of those big men's houses. It's either them or their wives.
Thank you so much,
Have a
Sam.
beautiful day.
Thank you, Sam. Go ahead, Bisi.
Nigeria is a bully. I've said that before. There's no place, there's no organization, there's no home you go to that you don't see one form of bullying or the other. It's just how we have seen life and how we're everybody's trying to cope one way or the other. Everybody's trying to survive one way or the other. But what we're saying now is that the bullying is no longer working for us. It has affected us as children, as adults, as grandparents, as a country. It has, we keep growing with it and keep finding ways to use it to defend what we call defending ourselves. Most of the time, we end up bullying another person. So there's nothing wrong in being nice. Being nice is good. Even me and Auntie here that we are the bullies on this table, we are nice people on a normal day. It's good. But even as you're being nice, you still have to learn and find a way to create boundaries so that people don't use that against you.
But
Hold on. Also, being tough is good. Everybody cannot be soft-spoken like Miriam. Sometimes she needs ginger, and I'm there to give her the ginger.
I give myself my ginger.
Hold on. Our personalities are different for a reason. We're not all meant to be the same way. But however you find your personality, how do you relate to other human beings? How good are you to other human beings? Are you a human being to another human being? Or do you see them as objects to be used and tossed away? That's where the problem is. So if you're tough as I personally have an assertive personality. I was born that way, and I'm not going to apologize to anybody for that. But how do I relate? If you come close to me, how do I relate to you? Do you have any good thing or bad thing to say? How do I make you feel at the end of the day? That's what makes me a human being. And not whether I raise my voice or speak the way I speak. That's my makeup. And when I make a mistake, how do I accept that I've made a mistake? I'm willing to change. Am I on a path of self-awareness to understand that I want to be a better human being? That's where we're going to, and that's where we're heading to with this bullying. There's something I also noticed about. Oh, okay. All right. Stay with us. Don't bully Mora. Don't bully Mora.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
We're still discussing issues of bullying, especially as it affects adulthood. And we'll be taking some messages on our social media. Who'd like to start?
So Relaxing Music says, my bully in secondary school, unfortunately, is late now. A retired general came to my office and I escorted him to the car. And my bully was in his car. He's a welder working at his site. He was a general. And I went back to the office and the general told me that someone knows me among his workers. When I got back to the car, it was my secondary schoolmate who was an iron bender. And he told the general that I used to be very brilliant. That was the day I knew I was bullied for just my intelligence.
That happens as well.
Yeah, so Corey Williams says, bullying is not strange. I was bullied in my first admission at Delta State University by called boys, axemen. I was beaten black and blue. Ebezila says, no regard for another person's feeling is the key and the major feature of a bully.
Yes.
Lotus Sunflower says, so true. The society normalizes bullying. Imagine going home to tell your parents you were beaten and they tell you to go back and retaliate. Corey Williams says, I went to Unilag and Eye boys wanted to bully me again. So I finally joined the new black movement. Somebody screamed, yay. He says, I joined to protect myself. I had to do it. I haven't killed anyone. It was a necessity. Biliki says, my own summary is that we generally lack emotional intelligence. We rarely consider people's mental health and emotional well-being. I had a family member who joined a cult just because he wanted to stay away from bullies.
So that's a fallout.
And that ended his life.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's a fallout of bullying.
That ended his
life. When you're bullied as a child, you want to protect yourself and you then join these groups. Go ahead, Miriam.
Yes, Samuel Larry says, good program, great topic. May the Almighty God continue to bless you for bringing up this very relevant and timely topic. Bullying should be condemned at all levels. Oniles bully me a lot at my site, building project. And sometimes that discourages me from going there.
Wow.
All right, what we were talking about, the fact that bullying doesn't end in children.
It translates to adulthood.
Economic also. Munyalu, I think our last caller. Good morning, are you there?
Good morning, ma.
Good morning, you're live.
Well done. Thank you. Yesterday, I actually tried to call in and thank God for this topic today. I experienced bullying in secondary school, and I didn't really take it as a big challenge. I always looked through it, and then one way or the other, I ended up becoming friends of those bullying me. It just made me wiser. And most of the times I discover after befriending these seniors, you just discover that they also have challenges. Some of them is from home. Some were bullied and they're trying to just pass it on, like I want to do the same thing to another person. And now as an adult, how has this helped me? It helped me to understand that people are different and we handle people differently. So it just made me wiser. And when I try to find myself in a situation that I might want to be bullied, to stand up for myself, make friends with the person, or treat them differently. So
that's
you.
people management also. That's another way. So it teaches you other skills. So just like Nima said from the beginning, that you can respond to these things in different ways. But there are some people who are they're weak, and maybe they are not able to understand or even be able to interpret this bullying in a way that will help, that is beneficial to them.
Okay, Mariah, every child blossoms differently. Some people are late bloomers, others are fast. So when bullying comes in, it disrupts the ability of that child to mature into their personality. It just cuts it short. Also, the bullies themselves need help. We always focus on the results of the bullying and not talk about why the bully is doing why they are doing what they are doing. Because the truth is, someone who resorts to external power, you want to bully to show that you're strong, is because you are lacking something within. You have a low self-esteem in yourself. You feel inferior. And how to show that you are superior, you're forcing yourself to show that I'm bigger than you. You don't, if you have strength, you don't need to shout about it. It shows, it exudes with whatever you do. But when you constantly see a child who is trying to, even an adult will say, do you know who I am? Before you say two sentences,
you already know
do you know who I am? You know that one is suffering from attention. He's an attention junkie. He just wants to be seen. So let's also pay attention as teachers in the classroom, as children, as a parents. When you see your child is tending towards being a bully, find out what is wrong with that child. What is that thing that they are lacking? And start solving it from there. If all hands can be on deck, I think we'll be able to solve
And I
that.
think there's a mistake we always make where, because we describe being the bully as a strength. So the one who is bullied is always seen as the weak one, but it's not always that way.
But
the bully
is the weak person
and needs to be worked
So
on.
there's the extreme case that we didn't exhaust today, which is how it leads you to seeking validation, protection, and all of that from different means. And then worst case is cultism. We talked about how it led to that. This one, I saw clearly while I was, parliamentarian in the university and all of those things. I saw how seeking relevance got boys. And I sort of got my younger brother out of that immediately when we were in 100 level. The moment I noticed it was being cornered and asked to pay bike credit for somebody, I took it to a student affairs straight up. Me, I did face the issue straight, but he didn't know how. He was saying to me, so how do I sustain paying? So there's a more deeper.
Even I, growing up, I mean, I wasn't physically bullied, but verbally bullied by somebody who was pretty short. I mean, she was way shorter than I was. And she used to make me feel like I was so tall, and I was this tall, skinny, and I was also they called me all sort of names that even when I was growing up, I never wanted to wear heels. Wow. I wanted to just keep wearing flats. I wanted to be short. I didn't want to wear heels.
I know that thing.
You know,
I got that feeling. I got that same bullying, and I remember I used to slouch. My mom made it a duty. She would say it, you're a tall girl, and a tall girl looks best when she stands upright. And when the talking was not entering, when I'm slouching, I'll just hear a slap on my back. Bow, bow. So I just knew to always stand. So she helped me with that because I got lots of that. You're too tall.
So what do you think was happening to that young girl who was trying to make you feel bad?
So based on what you said, it's because she was short. Now I know.
Now you
then
know.
I was like, I wanted to be so short.
Yeah, she wanted to make you feel bad.
Yeah, exactly the way she was flaunt it.
Have you seen the young ones that we look at now? You see them pretty cute girls, and then they will tell you, I don't like my eyes. I'm like, do you know how beautiful your eyes are? One girl in class that said they don't like my eyes.
So when somebody called me lepa, because I used to be so small, and you use this, I'll tell you that's what you're working at. You're trying to lose weight to get to me.
Yes.
And I've been doing it since I was small. I'll tell you, I looked in the mirror, I'm slaying.
Yeah.
Till tomorrow.
Okay.
That's the personality.
Playing a larger.
Okay, we have to run. That's all we can take on this. Let me go on a quick break. I mean, I think we'll be able to do justice to this. The idea is that we all adults, we've learned from our bullying experiences. The most important thing is that let's not pass it on to our younger ones behind us. We've learned from it. Those that interpreted it badly, those positively. Either way, bullying is bad because it's the bully that is the weak one, not the victim.
Not
The victim is the stronger one.
Yes.
Let us ensure that we reverse this. Let's go on a quick break. When we come back, how do you attract billions for your business? That's our next topic. Stay with us. We'll be right back.